So first of all, very good morning to everyone, online and offline both. So what we are going to do today, I will be going to again certain important topics for the coming exam. One by one, I'll cover in the classroom there, and I'll give you break also there. After 1.5 hours, we'll have a small break. Now let's look into the topics here. See, yesterday, I had gone into biodiversity part of it. Right, it's certain species or name of the sanctuaries that I've covered. Today, what I am going to do, I will be going to the climate change topic, climate change, pollution, certain more areas of biodiversity we will cover in the classroom. Now let's look at here. If you look at syllabus point of view, so what you have to do before the exam, you all have got the class notes with you, like whatever you have covered in the class. These are certain topics you should revise. Like for example, one area is that topic of biomes, right? Let me list the topics there which you need to just brush up just 1 week before the exam. Let's say 16th June is the paper, just before the exam, just brush up there. And what you do with this biome topic, connect with this one. Remember that out of 100 questions in the GS paper, around, remember that 50% of the questions will be on the theory part. I'm talking not only ecology and environment part, but all the subject, history, economy, polity. UPSC will always go back to certain theory part, that is static part. So biome is one topic where linked with geography, right? Like for example, I'll just give you an example how you can connect with that geography and environment. What is something called biogeography, biodiversity, environment, and geography. I'll give you a very good example, like tropical rainforest. Right now, let's say, for example, tropical rainforest in India. Right, we have places like Western Ghats of India, Andaman Nicobar Islands, northeastern India. We have rainforest. But if you look at worldwide distribution of rainforest, the largest rainforest, Amazon. And Amazon comes in the news because of the degradation of the forest there, the kind of forest, then all these parts are there. So biome is one topic which you have to revise. Then grassland, steppe, temperate grassland, savanna. Like for example, cheetah. We have reintroduced cheetah from Africa to India, Kuno, Kuno National Park. We have cheetah population there. We got from Namibia, and we have got from South Africa. So where you find generally cheetah? Cheetah is found in the tropical grassland, right? Is a carnivore, predator. So that kind of thing is there. So just theoretical part, forest, grassland, desert, like hot desert, cold desert. That will come there. Now, what I will bring here? One of the very important thing which I feel you could get question in the exam, ocean. Ocean is continuously coming in the news in different perspective. So one very important topic comes this one, marine biome. Right, UPSC can ask you question on the marine biome. See, one biome you are talking about terrestrial, forest, desert, grassland, right? But the marine, if you look at marine biome, from the theory point of view, what you have to do, you have to read marine biome from theoretical part of it. I'll give you example. What is theoretical part? That means you have to go into that stratification. I'm sure that you have read in geography. One is horizontal, second is vertical. Like when you look at the diagram, if you take the ocean here, you remember that this type of, like littoral, there's a zone called littoral. Then pelagic zone. This we have covered the horizontal one, like pelagic, right? Then as you go to vertical, epipelagic, mesopelagic, all these are vertical, up to 200 meters, right? You have light. After 200 meters, it's dark. photic and aphotic. The division is there like photic. Here you have around 100 meters, you have enough of light, but after 100 meters, it becomes like a dim light. And after 200 meters, there's no light. So you have a photic and aphotic, photic zone, aphotic zone. You will find in the environment book, when you read environment book, this type of stratification is given. Even in geography book, it is taught in that way, marine ocean biome. See, in ecology, we say biome, but generally in geography, we read about oceanography, salinity, temperature, light. Then here, three types of organisms, you know that. One is called plankton, second is called nekton, and the bottom dwellers are called benthos. Right? So what you have to do in for this coming exam, going to the geography book and environment book, read this theoretical part. See, UPSC can ask you a direct question on that. And if you look at last 10 years exam, UPSC has not asked any question, right? UPSC has not asked any single question about this type of area. So this could be a gray area, right? Even you know, if you look at their epipelagic, mesopelagic, there's a division is there. And you'll find in NCERT book also given. Same kind of division. What is plankton? Which can float. Phytoplankton, like diatom. You know this is diatom. Many times in question paper comes the diatoms. These are microscopic organism, right, which contain pigment, like you know, chlorophyll, phytoplankton, and they are capable of doing photosynthesis. So they are able to capture carbon dioxide. What is something called carbon capture? Natural carbon capture happens there. Then you know zooplankton, like sometimes early life forms of marine organism. They may be planktonic, plankton form. Then when you say nekton, like you know turtles, sometimes you'll find fishes. Then now you know shark, whale. These all called nektons because they can swim. They can swim against the current, ocean current. And now when you say benthic, let me give you a very good example here. Like you know sea urchin. They live in the bottom of the sea. Right? Starfish. You know this is a starfish. They are bottom dwellers. Right? They do not come to the surface. So sea urchin, starfish. Now I'm giving a very good name which has made a lot of news. Sea cucumber. Highly prized, you know, highly prized sea cucumber. Now one question could be, see UPSC is very smart. UPSC knows that the students have read about sea cucumber. Now I'll tell you about sea cucumber. What is there? Illegal. Illegally they are taken out of the sea and ocean and sold at very high price in the market. They are required for food, right? In Southeast Asia, you know, China, Southeast Asia, and it has got medicinal property, and also in terms of nutrient, high nutrient variety. Now, if you look at sea cucumber as a marine organism, they are the bottom dwellers, benthic. Recently, Government of India we have now banned harvesting sea cucumber there. And you know the place Gulf of Mannar, India and Sri Lanka part. Right? They used to go down and so let me provide you this information. If you look at sea cucumber, how UPSC can ask question? One question could be what? This one. Which type of organisms are found? And you can get direct question. What the UPSC can do? That marine life found in the ocean, right? Or simply write benthic at the bottom dwellers are 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of the names will be sea cucumber. So one way UPSC can connect current affairs with the static part, theoretical part, right? Theoretical part can be asked. Second could be what? Second could be direct current affairs. What is direct current affairs? This one, Gulf of Mannar. You are aware Gulf of Mannar, right? This is the part. Dhanush Kodi, right? Palk Bay, what is called Palk Strait, right? Um, all, although Britishers gave a name Adam Bridge, right? But it's a, if you look at here, this one, that bridge, Pamban, which Britishers gave the name Adams Bridge. There's a part of Dhanushkodi, and Dhanushkodi, this is the very important place called Gulf of Mannar, is a biosphere reserve. You know that this is a biosphere reserve, BR biosphere reserve. Like today we'll discuss that. We have 18 biosphere reserves in India, and out of 18, one of the very important one is the Gulf of Mannar, what we call Palk Bay, Palk Strait. See, you have to connect the current affairs in that way. And recently, there is a dispute going on between India and Sri Lanka. Which is the island? Kachevidu, right? Kachativu Island, there is a dispute. So there are islands also. There are small, small islands, which is the part of Mannar, Gulf of Mannar. And Gulf of Mannar is ecologically very important. Coral reef. We have here coral reefs. What we generally call that bridge, Ram Setu. These are basically coral reefs made of corals. Another thing, mangroves. This area we have a mangrove forest. Then we have coral reefs. I'll give you one more thing here. Very, very important one. Seagrass. Seagrass, which is found in the water there. And all these are important marine ecosystem. I'll give you certain name of the species here. You know this name. I'll give you one name. Dugong. We have population of dugong. Sea cow. Right? Where we find Gulf of Mannar. Andaman Nicobar, Gulf of Mannar, Gulf of Kutch. Kutch is in Gujarat. We have the population of dugong. Then you have a turtle. Like here, I'll give you a name here. We have a very important name of turtle called this one. Loggerhead turtle. Leatherback turtle. You find in that area. So what I want to say there, one part when you read about in the news, you come across Gulf of Mannar. Now with the Gulf of Mannar, what is now connected here? This one. That is a illegal. Deep sea diving. Where do you find cucumber? Bottom. So they do go down to take out the sea cucumber. Now the government has banned this type of illegal taking of the sea cucumber. Right? Now I'll give you another thing here. This side we have a Lakshadweep Island. Right? Giving a very important information here. Dr. K.K. Mohammed is named after a very important personality from Lakshadweep. Dr. K.K. Mohammed, right? There's a conservation reserve which has been declared first time in the country to conserve sea cucumber. For sea cucumber, we have now area in Lakshadweep marked what is called conservation reserve. In Lakshadweep Island. See, I'm connecting here. See, sea cucumber is found in the Indian Ocean. Government has banned any type of taking of sea cucumber, illegal taking of that. At the same time, Government of India has created Dr. K.K. Mohammed Conservation Reserve for sea cucumber. First time it has been created. See, UPSC question setters are very smart. They will go to such kind of gray areas which normally has not given so much of importance in popular current affair materials. Did you understand what could be one question? Direct question, which are benthos, name given, sea urchin, starfish, they'll give it some biological name. Second is the current affairs, where you can get the question here, right? Now another thing here, see when you talk about a marine biome, one area which you have to focus on this, right? And it's covered in Amigos magazine also there. When you come to KK Muhammad, you'll come across there. Like, let's say, I'll just take you there. Look at it here. It has been covered in many of the, even Down to Earth magazine also has covered. I'm opening it just to make you aware of this. So let me just enlarge it. Conservation Reserve. Look at it. Name given. First time for sea cucumber, this conservation given. Given here. Dr. KK Muhammad, Koya Sea Cucumber Conservation Reserve is the first sea cucumber conservation area in the world. So UPSC can ask question. That could be one of the area. Right? Now look at announced following reports of smuggling of sea cucumbers and other vulnerable species for trade in East Asia. Look at in Cheria Pani. See? Cheria Pani Reef. Coral reef. You know Lakshadweep is made of atoll. Atoll is what? Reef. Coral reef. That is given here in the Lakshadweep Island. Such kind of topics. I'll highlight there. So one thing I've said biome. Out of biome you have to read marine biome. Right? One area I have highlighted here where UPSC can ask question there. See, ecology environment question will be within your reach. I can guarantee that. Today I will list all such areas. Just make sure you have read it. You'll be able to solve the question. Correct? The sea cucumber area you have to just remember. Everyone is okay there? Amigos have covered there. This is given in the material there. Now about ocean, another very important thing is that you are aware pollution of the ocean, marine biome. Let me go into that area. The number of initiatives taken, but we will cover from certain global aspect also there. Let us understand certain areas there. If it's okay then I'll go to the next one here. I don't know how many people are in the Zoom. The 5 people are there, but whatever they have a doubt, you can write in the chat box and I can talk to the people who are there in the Zoom meet. Right? Clear here this one? Alright, so just keep in mind. Okay, let me ask a question. What do you mean by conservation reserve? Now here Dr. KK Muhammad, conservation reserve for the sea cucumber. What is conservation reserve? Yes. Correct, very true. Excellent, that is one. Which law comes here? Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It was amended when? Yes, but amendment in 2002 introduced what concept? One is this one. Correct, very true. Community reserve and another concept is conservation reserve. So the concept of community reserve and conservation reserve comes under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Right now the difference is that this is managed with the help of local community who own the land. They have a land. There may be settlement in that area and they cooperate with the government to work on that community reserve. Let me give example. Like for example, I am giving a very good example in state of Kerala, Kadalundi Bird Sanctuary. That is in Calicut, you know, Kozhikode. In Kerala, there is a Kadalundi Bird Sanctuary. It's a community reserve. What does that mean? When you visit that area, you will find villages will be there. I'll give you another very good example. Now what I'm writing is many of such areas are Ramsar site because of the wetland. I'm giving a one very important name from Punjab, Keshopur Miani. Now Keshopur Miani is in Punjab and it is India's first. I'll write the name of the place also. This place called Gurdaspur. Gurdaspur in Punjab. It is India's first community reserve. Kadalundi is in Kozhikode. That is in Kerala. India has declared so many community reserves. Now Keshopur, Miani is now one of the new Ramsar sites of Punjab. We'll see in today's class. Through the map, we are getting the printed map. You'll have the printed map. It will be easy to discuss. Punjab has got 6 Ramsar sites. 3 older one, 3 new are there. And one of the new Ramsar site is this one, Keshapur. Right? I'll give you another very good example. Karnataka's first Ramsar site. Can anyone tell me what is the name of the first Ramsar site of the state of Karnataka? Excellent. Rangan-Thitu. This bird sanctuary that is near to Mysore. Near to Mysore in Karnataka is a community reserve. Is again managed by local people there. Right? The birds which arrive there is managed by local people living in that area. They are called community reserves. Now, but when you talk about conservation reserve, what is conservation reserve? Which is the land owned by government, not by private people. Right? The government land is there. Although the land can be used by local people, but the ownership right is with the government. Now I'll give you one very important thing. Earlier, conservation reserve land was a central government land, but now it has been amended to include state government land also. So it can be both state government and central government land. Are you able to understand? Earlier it was central government land, but people were using that land. But now it has been made state government land used by people can be declared as conservation reserve. Let me give an example here. One is this one. Beas Conservation Reserve. Now it has been declared as a Ramsar site in Punjab. Beas River, part of Indus. Punjab is known for five rivers. Right? The name of Punjab has come from 5 rivers. Right? Part of Indus River. Chenab, Satluj, Beas, Ravi, and one more is the Jhelum. Right? So Beas, and Beas is again, government is wetland. What is called here? Wetland. Now I'm writing a very important thing. You should write it down. Number of times this has made headlines. There's a grassland in Gujarat, Banni. You have read in current affairs, Banni grassland is a conservation reserve. So another one which I'm writing here, Chhari, C-H-H-A, Dhand, D-H-A-N-D. I'll spell it out. C-H-H-A-R-I, D-H-A-N-D. Chhari Dhand. Right? This is where Kutch is a bird sanctuary. Kutch in Gujarat. Now, what is very important here? There's a grassland which go up to Pakistan. Now, tell me which part of Pakistan is adjoining to Gujarat? That Kutch part? Sindh. Sindh province of Pakistan. And what is the name of the grassland? Banni. B-A-N-N-I. Banni grassland. You know that one of the very important bird species, I'll just take it upward. One of the very important bird species you have read in current affairs, GIB, Great Indian Bustard. Now it is also very important for this year exam. Why? Great Indian Bustard is a flying bird. It is found in the Rajasthan, western, Barmer, Jaisalmer, Thar, Thar, Registan. And it also found in this area. Is also habitat, habitat of GIB. Now why it has made the news? Supreme Court order to remove the cable line. The bird fly and is a heavy bird. So they cannot fly very high. Because of the heavy size, they fly very low line. So sometimes the power grid line, transmission line, so they make it hit by wire, cable wire. So recently Supreme Court asked the government to either make the cable underground cable, or divert it somewhere else where the GIB is there. And GIB is a critically endangered bird. More than 90% loss is there. Which is the another place we will find GIB? This one, Gujarat, Kutch, Banni grassland. It is a conservation reserve. Right? So this type of concept you have to be aware of. Now let me get back to the ocean biome, marine biome again. So what is one area I have given? You have to know about ocean. Second thing here. You all are writing there. I'll just keep on adding the points there. All I've written here. So please keep on writing so that I can cover maximum number of topics. I can give you maximum number of topics in today's class, right? Now let's look at another thing here. Another very important thing which you could get question in the exam about marine pollution, ocean pollution. You are aware of this topic. Great Pacific garbage, right? Thousands of tons of plastics, littering in the mid of the ocean. And you know, there's something called gyre current. Where you find Pacific. Which Pacific? Northern, not southern. Northern Pacific. And it is a two side. One is towards USA, second is towards Japan. Eastern and Western. Right? So that is the Great Pacific garbage. That is if you look at in terms of it's let's say here, this is Japan, off the coast of Japan, and there you have a USA. So one is littering here, another one is here, Pacific Ocean. Now my question, how this garbage reached there? All made of plastic garbage. How is reached there? Ocean. Primary source is rivers, because sometimes we dump in the water bodies and rivers go to the sea and ocean. They carry the garbage, and then you know the gyre. What is gyre? Current, circulation. They are concentrated there. One another thing, same way we have why I have written here, when UPSC will ask the question, it's not the matter of Pacific, even Atlantic Ocean, even Indian Ocean have got the littering of garbage. So what I want to say, world's oceans are polluted. Are you able to understand? World's oceans are polluted with plastic. And you know, one of the very big thing is what? This one. Plastic which break into microplastics. Already UPSC asked the question about microplastics. Very small size. And today where we use microplastic? Cosmetic, detergent, lot of day-to-day life products which has the microplastics. Toothpaste, even toothpaste and all. Now what is surprising thing? Now the report is saying that the microplastic in the blood, plastic within the body. Now this is being found. So this becomes here. Now what is very big threat? Nanoplastic. See, when the plastic will break down, crumble into smaller pieces, size will become smaller. And what is the problem with the nanoplastic? If nanoplastic goes to the soil, water, what will happen? Food chain. It will enter the food chain. And you know the term bioconcentration, biomagnification. So this could result into biomagnification. What do you mean by biomagnification? When any harmful substance enter food chain, so its concentration increase from lower to higher trophic levels. So who will be most impacted with this kind of biomagnification? Higher living organism. They are threatened. Right? Now here, I would like to add here this one very important mission is that ocean cleanup. There is a global initiative to clean this garbage. Ocean cleanup. Now you know when you solve question, you'll come across what? Government, non-government, private. So it's a private initiative. See, it is a non-government initiatives, not by governments. When the governments carry out, what do we say? Intergovernmental. It is by private organization they have teamed up to remove this garbage from the ocean and what recycle it. We can recycle plastic. That they are doing recycling part. Correct. So one area where UPSC has not asked question is about ocean garbage. That could be a question, right? Indian Ocean garbage is even bigger than the Pacific. Let me make you understand. If you look at here, I'll just minimize it here, or let me ask. Look at here. Indian Ocean garbage. See where UPSC will be interested to ask about Indian Ocean in context of India. The biggest problem with current affair material, they only focus on Pacific Ocean. But we have garbage in our own ocean. Nobody is talking about that garbage. So you can see here, it's mentioned, no? What is given here? 5 million square kilometers, 2 million square miles. We have Indian Ocean garbage. Now, how the garbage have reached there? Again, through rivers. Many rivers are there, no? And which are countries? Something called ocean, Indian Ocean Rim, IOR, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Southeast Asia. South Asian countries are also there. Sri Lanka, Maldives. The many countries are there. Ultimately, ocean would have got from human development. And you can see here, mentioned here, that's marine debris within the water column that circulate the gyre constantly. The Indian Ocean's garbage patch covers a massive area, at least 5 million square kilometers or 2 million square miles. Right? Now look at here. Again, you can see ocean cleanup. Can you see here? Cleanup project. Removing the garbage. Now if you look at here, how big is this garbage? You can see again 5 million square kilometer. And it passes through the southern tip of Africa. There are many countries, Madagascar, Mauritius, all these are in Indian Ocean. So again that comes into that. What is the west here given here? See what is given. What are the 5 major garbage patches in the ocean? North Atlantic, South Atlantic, North Pacific, South Pacific and Indian Ocean. We just write it down this name. North Atlantic gyre, South Atlantic gyre, North Pacific, South Pacific also. Where the current affairs cover? North Pacific, Japan and USA. But now you see South Pacific. And which is the important country there? Australia. Australia is in South. And again, South America. Which all countries will come in South America? Peru, Chile. All these countries are there. So again, the disposal of garbage. Are you able to understand? So 5 parts of the oceans have the littering of the plastic. Right? This area you have to focus. And UPSC will always ask question with some facts. Certain facts will be there. And those facts become important for the exam. Right? So North Atlantic, North Pacific, South Pacific, you have a North Atlantic, then you have a South Atlantic and then Indian Ocean. Certain important things. See, you don't have to go everything, but some major thing you have to remember that. Major aspect of that. Correct? Now I'll ask a question, a very good question. Is there any global treaty to look into this ocean problem with the plastic? Is there present any global international agreement or a treaty or convention to look into this problem of plastics, right, debris in the ocean? Yes or no? Is there any convention, treaty, agreement to deal with this problem where the governments can work? Treaty is what? Government can act. So now I am coming to another important area, MARPOL. I'll just write here. You have to read this one. It's a very, very important here. In order to look into marine pollution, there's a convention called MARPOL that looks into prevention of marine or marine pollution, and this is by a very important organization called IMO, International Maritime Organization. India is a member country of this organization here, IMO, right? Now this is a very old convention, 70s onward. I'll give you this. I'll come to the year and everything here. It has got 6 annexures, 6 areas are there. Now what are those areas? It looks into controlling the pollution of the ocean. Shipping, shipping industry, ships which go through the ocean. One part comes this one. Solid waste, dumping into the ocean, government control. Second comes this one. Chemicals. Sometimes, accident. Sometimes maybe leakage, noxious substances. And it happens through the maritime trade. When trade happens there. Oil spill. How air pollution? Ships. It's very big. And it has a propeller. They use what? Diesel. They're powered by diesel. And also emit smoke. So that air will get polluted. And bulk of the trade happens through ocean. More of the cargo, all the cargoes goes through ocean. So a lot of air pollution also. Again, it looks into the pollution. Then here this one. Sewage discharge from sometimes ships may be hundreds of days in the ocean, and you have a washroom there. People are there, people are working there. They'll have a living room, If you have traveled sometime by ship, you have a living room there. They have washroom, toilet. They will also generate sewage. Other home generates sewage. And without treatment, it goes to the water body. It's going to pollute the water. It's controlled in that way. And then it also looks into this one. Packaged goods. Accidentally, if such kind of things which are discharged into ocean water. MARPOL, remember that. UPSC has not asked question on MARPOL. And India is a member country of MARPOL. We are also trying to control the pollution in our Indian Ocean. Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and Indian Ocean, we are trying to do that. So this could be one of the gray area where UPSC can ask question. I'm just trying to highlight the topics which you need to again read from there. So it looks into 6 areas there. Solid waste dumped into ocean, noxious substances, chemicals, oil spillage, air pollution, sewage discharge from ships, packaged goods. They come into the MARPOL there. Right? Convention on Prevention of Marine Pollution. Have you covered in the magazine and all? Amigos magazine? This MARPOL? Just to just know about it here. I'm covering that. Today I'll try to at least give you 50 topics which you need to prepare. And I'm sure there will be 8 to 10 questions from there. I'm highlighting those areas there. Right? All I've written this one. Then I'll come to this. Now let's look at here. So if I take you to this MARPOL here, MARPOL IMO. It's a very old convention. 73. Do you see? Now see. Might be. In the prelims exam. Question being waiting there. Right? Already a question being set. 73. 50 years of this convention. And India is a member country. Member party. Right? And we have a very good shipping industry also in India. So we are also implementing the provisions. Right? So that could be a question. So it is what we call this one intergovernmental by governments. Are you getting point? Intergovernmental. So that's what is this is very important. Now see protocol. What is mean a protocol? You are aware. What is protocol? Legally binding agreement. Protocol, whenever you come across what protocol, that is means legally binding agreement. And the government who have signed and joined, they have to implement it. They're bound to implement it. Right? So legally binding agreement is there. 2nd October 1983 came into force. Right? So now look at here. I'll just take you to this one. You can see here. Adopted because of tanker accident, oil spill. Sometime accident happens on the ocean. Now this is given here, protocol there. And you can see here. Pollution by oil spill, noxious substance, harmful substance, packaged form, sewage, given here, sewage, then you can see garbage, solid waste. Main point, you have to know what is the main aspect of it, which this convention covers. So plastic will also cover under this convention. Right? Is it clear, everyone? So I have given one very important area. Most of time, current affairs, they cover about UNCLOS. UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. But since from environmental perspective, we are talking about marine pollution. So this becomes very important. And oil spill also comes in news. Recently, there was oil spill in Pulicat Lake, part of Tamil Nadu, Chennai. And Pulicat Lake bird sanctuary was affected because of the oil spill. There's a port called Ennore port. Chennai, there's a Ennore port. And there was a massive oil spill. That is again the part of it, right? So that's what I have highlighted here. Now let's look at here. So what you have to read about? I'll again go back to this. Marine pollution, this one area. What is second thing here? Convention, right? That you focus. Now let me come to this one. If you look at conservation efforts, now let me highlight the topics here. First thing which comes here, this is it was in PIB also there. Marine protected areas, MPAs. India has got number of MPAs. Now this is this organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature. So if you look at throughout Sundarban, West Bengal till Kutch, Gujarat, Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep, we have got more than 30 marine protected areas. Sometimes they may include national park, sanctuaries, mangrove forest, coral reef. They have been declared there. Now recently MPAs, now look at here. I'll just take you to the part of it. If we take MPAs here, how to minimize that is gone there. Anyway, let me write here. what I'm now writing here. MPA, PIB. It was just recently in the news. Not population here. I have to write complete name. Marine Protected Areas, PIB. Very recently it was there. 18 December. And you know, PIB again, 3-4 questions are asked in the exam. Based on this, you can see here, this important coastal marine biodiversity areas and 106 coastal and marine areas. They have been declared here, and you'll find here, see, mangroves, seagrass, sand dunes, corals, right? Coral reefs, all this comes under, and that is being covered under Biodiversity Act 2002. We have important law in the country, and we have rules for that. The government has declared this one. Now if you look at this one, see, Project Dolphin. See, we have two types of dolphins in India. One is a freshwater, River Ganga, Indus, Brahmaputra. We have a freshwater dolphins. At the same time, we have marine dolphins. Where do you find marine dolphins? In the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Like, you know, humpback dolphin there. Then, you know, one is the migratory Irrawaddy dolphin, Chilika, which comes from Myanmar to India. So we have a marine, so you can see here. Then can you see here? Dugong, sea cows, given here. In order to conserve and manage the declining population of dugongs in India, government has made a task force, conservation dugong. Then again you see National Compensatory Afforestation, CAMPA, planting of trees along the coastline. I'll also add one more thing which is not mentioned here, but you know that olive ridley turtles, marine turtle which come for nesting. They come to the beaches there. You know, one of the places, Gahir Matha. Where is Gahir Matha? Odisha. Rusikulia, Odisha. But even they come into Andhra Pradesh, AP. And recently what has come in the news? Killing of such turtles, illegal trade. All these are in the news there. So conservation becomes very, very important. So MPAs, what do you have to know? MPAs. Marine Protected Areas, MPAs there. Clear there? I'm now coming to the next one here. Now look at here. This by IUCN we have declared. Pulicat Lake, Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, all this will come into this one. Now what is second thing here? Very important thing which I'm highlighting here from the conservation efforts, that is in terms of this could be another part of the question in the exam. I'll write the full form here. Mangroves for future. Mangrove conservation in the country and South Asia. Now tell me, when India suffered with tsunami, there was a tsunami in 2000, which year was there? 2004. You know, Sumatra, earthquake and massive tsunami which came to India. Tamil Nadu coast and all this got affected because of tsunami. It was realized that mangroves can be effective barrier, can protect the coast from such a disaster. So an initiative started to do the plantation of mangroves. It looks into plantation of mangrove plants or mangrove trees. Mangroves along the coastline. Along the coastline in South Asia. Now this was started in 2006. After the tsunami, 2006. India is again a member country into this. India, Maldives, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all the South Asian countries. They are the partner of this program. And this is by again IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is involved in this program, right? So what is done? Local people are supported. They're given money and livelihood they do the planting of mangroves. I'll give you very important example. Recent time, Indonesia. Indonesia is suffering from sea level rise. SLR, climate change impact. Even the sea level rise in Indonesia, it has come on the roadside also. People are living with flooded water. One thing, flood happens because of rain, but there the flood is because of sea level rise, where the sea water has gone up. Now they are doing planting of mangroves. You know that mangroves are very dense and it can prevent the sea water getting inside. I'm giving a very good example, Indonesia. If you search in the Google, you'll find Indonesia best example. They have done the mangrove forest for protecting from sea level rise. Right? That again becomes very important and supported by IUCN. There's the organization here. And now Government of India, our central ministry, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, we have a integrated coastal management zone. Let me write here. You can write here MOEFCC, integrated coastal management. We declare zones. ICMZ. What we do there, we manage the coastal area in terms of plantation, in terms of supporting local people, fishermen, their livelihood, and also conservation of endangered species. So we have this program there. Right? Now I'm coming another very important one, which has not been asked in the exam. I don't know how many of you have read that. This is all right there. I'll change the page so that I don't write too much there. Right? You have people at the back can see. I don't know about the online people. Those who are Zoom, are they able to see and all? Anybody can confirm me from the Zoom session? You are able to see the board and you are able to write. Let me see the chat. Okay, good, very good. Who is this? Shreya.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Shreya. Shreya is today awake. Where were you yesterday?
Yes, sir. I was in the class.
You were in the class. Okay. You have any doubt to ask?
No, sir. That PDF of test paper discussion.
Oh, yes. I'll go to that. Have you got the soft copy?
No, sir.
You have not got. Okay. So what I'll do today, I'll ask Manjunath sir, those PDF which I was discussing can be shared with all of you, right? So that you can go through that. Yes, I will discuss that. I'm keeping that in the last part. Once I am done with the topics there, I'll cover that. Right? I'll do that one. All right. All right. Thank you, Shreya, that you are there. All right. Now let's come to this next one. Another very important area. Third one. Hotspots. See, you have read about a hotspot. Bite as a hotspot. Now there's your hope spots. Right? Let me give you information here. This is by a very important organization called Mission Blue. Now, Mission Blue is an NGO. And this has been done in partnership with, again now IUCN comes. See, so much work IUCN has been doing. This is a very important global environment organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature. Now, this concept, this term and concept by Dr. Sylvia Earle. She is an American biologist. Biologist, those who work in field of living organisms. She is an American oceanographer and biologist. She came out with this idea of hotspot way back in 2009. Right, 2009 she came out this idea of hotspots. Now, it looks into conservation of marine ecosystems which are rich in biodiversity. all those kind of marine ecosystem, coral reef, wherever it is there, underwater, under the sea, which harbor more abundant species, they are declared as hotspot. Now, if you look at from 2009 till 2014, 15 years is there, 1 5, more than 100 hotspots worldwide has been declared. India has got two. India has two. One is this one, Andaman Nicobar Island, and second is Lakshadweep Island. And you know, both these islands have mangrove forest, seagrass bed, and also we have coral reefs. They become very, very important. We have coral reefs, mangroves, seagrass, all those kind of important vital ecosystems are found here. Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. They have been declared as hotspots in India. Right? So they become very important migratory corridor also. What is migratory corridor? Where the species move. Whale, shark, turtles, they cross that area. And they may be breeding ground. You know, sometimes fish may breed in that particular hotspot. So they become very, very important for the conservation part. Right? Is it clear here? So third very important topic which you have to brush up is a hotspot. That could be a question, right? In the coming exam there. So I have mentioned that. Now I'll be coming to fourth one, which is again very important, and UPSC has not gone into that. There's a national initiative, CRZ, Coastal Regulation Zones. It is there for the last 3-4 years. But if you go back to PYQ, previous year question, CRZ has not been asked. So one question which you can expect, CRZ, Coastal Regulation Zone. I'll discuss that one. So let me just write here. Fourth thing is this one, CRZ notification. It is there from 2020 onward in the news. I'll give you a detailed part, but just I'm writing the topic here. Coastal Regulation Zone notification. Okay, let us do one thing here. I'll change the page, but let me ask the question. What do you know about CRZ? What are basic thing you know about CRZ? Coastal Regulation Zones. Where we declare, what type of place in the coastal area we declare CRZ? What are the guidelines? Here what comes? Rules and guidelines. Which comes there, huh? CRZ. Regulation fishing zones. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Yes. It's a very important topic. One can get a question there. Anybody from online want to say something? Shreya or other students who are in the Zoom session? They're silent now. They're silent now. Okay, I'll give you the idea here. You have written this one. Shall I change the page? Okay. Look at here. We have very important law in the country. Environment Protection Act. Remember that. Always remember. If we don't have any provision in any existing laws to protect environment, central government under a very important section called section 3 that empowers the central government to notify rules and guidelines for protection of environment. And in the last 86, after 86, Indian government has notified so many rules under Environment Protection Act, right? So protection of environment, it can be any matter. Like I'll give you a highlight here. For example, we have declared ESZ, eco-sensitive zone, that notification under Environment Protection Act. Then you know this one, plastic waste, electronic waste, biomedical waste, solid waste, all this comes under Environment Protection Act. Excellent. Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee in terms of GMOs, genetic modified organism. This body has been made under environment protection here. Central groundwater. Groundwater getting polluted. Again, which law? Environment protection. I'll again come to very important thing here, which again making news. We have a body to regulate shrimp farming. Shrimp, today we eat, no? A huge demand in the market. What do you say in Telugu? That you all, prawn, prawns and all this. Prawn masala and all this. There, biryani also there. Nowadays your biryani with the chicken biryani, mutton biryani, you have a shrimp biryani. Shrimp is the English word. Prawn also it is said that. In Telugu, what do you say that? Huh? What? No, in Telugu, pure Telugu word for that prawn. Roya. Roya, okay. In there in North India we say this jhinga. Jhinga or in Bengali, Bengal. They say chingli. In Orissa they say chungli. There's the name of that, right? The small one what you have. But now you have a bigger size also. Tiger prawn, tiger. Bigger size will be there, right? So shrimp farming, where we do the shrimp farming, either freshwater or coastal area, and that also has a negative impact on the coastal area. Again, we have a part of. I'll give you another one. Delhi air pollution, right? Delhi air pollution. GRAP, Graded Response Action Plan. The other thing. Again, this one. Delhi NCR. This air pollution. Again, EPA. And again, now what we are going to discuss, CRZ. CRZ also notified under EPA. That means, remember that, if we don't have any other provision, EPA will be the part. It's called umbrella law. Umbrella means it can cover anything. Noise pollution, anything it can cover. So what I'm now coming here, CRZ notification. So initially it was 1991. 1991 government notified, but then recently 2017 amendment. Sometimes we amend the rules there. Now the reason was that earlier CRZ were declared by central government only. State government didn't have any say, any power in that case of that. Although land belongs to whom? State government. Coastal area is land. That comes to state government. But who was declaring the area? Central government. So now let me come to this one. There are 4 CRZs are there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'll explain what was the part of it. What is CRZ 1? These are called eco-sensitive area. Now tell me which all areas will be eco-sensitives? Mangroves, coral reefs. Not all areas. See, in the coast, not all areas will be ecologically sensitive. But certain areas will be rich in biodiversity. Right? Sometime maybe nesting site of turtles or sometime maybe birds. They will be CRZ1. So what government done? Demarcation of boundary. They mark the boundary. And you know that government has something called gadget notification. Okay, this area is a CRZ1. So what will happen if the CRZ1, no mining, no extraction, all human activities will be banned. CRZ1, right? Highly protected area. Then CRZ2. When to CRZ2, now this comes into municipal area. Where you have a municipality? Towns, cities, right? So there's something called built up area. What is built up area? Can anyone tell me what is built up area in towns and all this? Drainage, sometimes roads, pavilion. So there they take a very important thing. You know, in coastal area we have low tide and high tide. So when the tide comes, there will be line marked on the tide, what's called something called high tide line, HTL, where the higher tide comes. So here, 200 meters from high tide line. So again remember that. From high tide, when the high tide comes, 200 meters from high tide line, right, where the municipal limit is there. There will be no development. Are you able to understand? Up to 200 meters. Development is not allowed. Whether development will be there after 200 meters. Suppose this is a seaside. So 200 meters, right, a built up area where you have a built up and all this. After 200 meters, you'll find, you know, building, houses, sometime, you know, resort, hotel. Have you been to any tourism site? You have seen all those buildings are there. So they are after 200-meter lines. So they are called CRJ2. Correct? Where you'll find Goa, Chennai, then Visakhapatnam, all these are coastal area. They will come across. Then comes CRJ3. I'll come to the new one also. This I'm giving you the older one. What was the older one? Then I'll come to the new one here. CRJ3, two parts are there. Up to 200 meters from high tide line, right? That is a no development zone. Right? And the development after from 200 to 500 meters. These are relatively disturbed, undisturbed area there, which has not been disturbed so much. Development from 200 meter to 500 meters. Imagine up to 200 meters, no development. And after 200 meters to 500 meters, normally, you know, villages. Have you seen the village, coastal village? If you go to coastal areas where the fishermen are there, and you'll find there will be somewhere around villages will be after 200 meters. So they are covered as a CRZ3. Now what is CRZ4? You know, creek. What is creek? Narrow creek. Like in Mumbai, you know, Thane Creek. In Gujarat, you have a Sar Creek. Then, you know, Gulf, Bay, those areas, island, you know, island, they're declared as CRZ4. So CRZ4, you'll find this creek, bay, then sometimes, you know, the lagoon. In Kerala, you know what is have the Kerala? Backwaters. I'll just take upward here. Backwaters. All those areas, they come into that one. Islands. They declare this fourth one, CRZ4, right? But now what happened? Who were declaring all this one? Central government. State government had no powers. But now tell me, what has happened over the last 10, 20 years? Population has gone up, right? And again, what is one of the very important source of income for those coastal areas? Tourism. No, one is fishing, another tourism also. Now let's say if you have been to Goa, suppose, or you go to Vizag or somewhere. So what happens when you go to the coastal areas? There will be again pollution, garbage, plastic. You know, sometimes you know have bhelpuri. You know bhelpuri. All these are there. Mumbai chopati. You know chopati, Juhu chopati. Mumbai, you have seen that. Marine Drive and all this one will be there. Visakhapatnam also has got such kind of thing there. Vizag. So pollution. Now tell me, in the coastal area you take bath. Sometimes you know Goa people go take bath and all this. No changing room, right? No washroom. For washroom you have to travel a long distance up to the hotel or something there. No facility. There's no infrastructure. Tourists are coming there, but there's no proper facilities. And now what government is saying? Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, cleanliness of the beaches. So now power demand from the state government. Central government has amended and given the power. Now there was a committee set up, and I'm now writing the name of the committee, Salesh Nayak Committee Report. Which committee report? Salesh Nayak. I write there. So let me come to the next one here. So government set up a committee, Salesh Nayak. The Salesh Nayak committee, this recommended changes in the existing CRZ. This committee report was there. Salesh Nayak committee report. Salesh Nayak was a secretary from the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Ministry of Earth Sciences. Why he was selected from Earth Sciences? Because Earth Sciences deal with oceanography as an expert. So now what are the changes? What are the amendments here? So you have to know older one also, you have to know newer one also there. What are the changes there? Let me make understand here. First major change is this one. CRZ1 and CRZ4 by central government. Now boundaries will be demarcated for CRZ1 and 4 by the central government, and CRZ2, now the power has been given to state government. CRZ2 and CRZ3 by state government. So first time decentralization of powers. First time what government did? Given the powers to state governments. That's a good thing. State government should have some kind of given responsibilities. Now what is second thing here? CRZ1 divided into two parts is bifurcated, right? Into two parts. CRZ1A, 1B. That's given here. CRZ1A and CRZ1B. Who declared one CRZ1? Central government. And what is CRZ1? Eco-sensitive area, ecologically sensitive area. Now what government want? Sometime mangrove walk is Sundarban. Some tourism, ecotourism. I'll use the word ecological tourism, ecotourism. Then again, pollution abatement. What is pollution abatement? Treatment plant. Sometimes sewage discharge, garbage discharge, right? So they have divided here. So one is this one. And second, ecotourism. Pollution abatement. Did you understand what is pollution abatement? There will be treatment plants and other kind of measures, right? And sometimes you have gone to such areas, you'll find hut with umbrella, right? Morning walk, you can go for that. So they're trying to ecologically manage such area, 1A and 1B. Are you able to understand? So this way you have to understand the subject there. So it's one, is not two. This has come double, it's one. Now another very interesting thing. Who declares CRZ3? It is also divided two parts, 3A and 3B, based on population. And which population census we are using right now? 2011. And there is something called population density. What is population density? What do you mean by the word population density? In a given, how much area? 1 square kilometer, right? How many individuals are living? So we have a population density. So square kilometer based on population density, CRZ3, where CRZ3 comes? Municipal area and all those area, two parts. So I'll come to that one. Is it clear, everyone? This one? So now let me come to this one. So you can write this another point here. CRZ3, I'll make it into A and B. Now what is A? Where population density is more than. See, I'm writing here more than, higher than 2161 per square kilometer. Based on which census? 2011. Now very interesting thing government has done. What was earlier limit? 200 meters. Now they have reduced to 50 meters. Earlier it was 200 meters. What the government did? 50 meters. So now here 50 meter from high tide line. No development. Now tell me, is it good or bad? Earlier it was 200 meters. Imagine, this is the sea. Earlier it was how much? 200 meters. But now the government has done 50 meter. And again, what is the thing here? Population is more, higher. So it has a two side. One side is what? Negative impact. More people will be there. But what is positive side? The demand of the people, their livelihood. See, government has to look into the interest of people also there, right? Who have been living there. See, earlier, imagine 30, 40 years back, there were 10 families. Suppose that. 10 people there. But now what has happened? Family also grows, no? Generation after generation. So where they will live? They have the land and the government says no development. That cannot be there. And again, livelihood, tourism and all. You require some kind of infrastructure. I've said a changing room, washroom, all those kind of facility you require. So that is good thing. But what is bad thing? The human pressure should not affect the area. That, biodiversity of area should not be affected. Now here, CRZ 4, where population density is less than, remember that, density is less than 2161 per square kilometer, 2011 census. Now what they have done, it has been kept same as before. What was same as before? Up to 200 meter, no development, and development will be from 200 to 500 meters. So here, population density, I'll just take it upward here. So here now they have taken 200 meter from high tide line, no development. And 200 meter to 500 meter, development is allowed. Same as before, previous. Right? That's what they have done there. Clear here, this one? So this all things you have to read from the, why I have explained here, because this area may not be that much given importance in current affairs materials. The one area where UPSC can ask question could be this. Clear everyone? Right? That's what I've covered here. Down to Earth magazine, PIB, all they have gone into that. So what is the thing here? MPA, hotspot, then I've given MFF, fourth I've gone to CRZ, now I'm coming to fifth one. Fifth one, very, very important one. You can write about this one. All I've done there, this one. This part is okay. Shall I change the page? Pakka? Alright. So fifth thing, which you have to read from the exam point of view. This one. Meadows for dugongs. Another very important thing where the seagrass bed is there. What is dugong? Is a herbivore. Now dugong, if you look at dugong as an animal, is basically vulnerable. According to IUCN Red Data book, red list of threatened species, it is vulnerable. What do you mean by vulnerable? 50, half. Population has declined last 10 years. And these are basically feed this one. Is basically mammal. What is a mammal? What do you mean by mammal? Which give birth to young ones and feed them. So dugong is a mammal. Now, what I'm now giving here, they belong to this one. is a biological word, manatees. Right? Manatees is the term of this kind of animal, right? And they resemble like a dolphin. You have seen that they look like a dolphin, but they are not dolphin, right? They're different type of animals. So it's called manatees species. Now another thing, very very important one. Whale has made a lot of headlines. Do we have whales in India? Well, we have. One name. Which is the biggest whale? Biggest whale in the world? Blue whale, size wise. And whale is also mammal, not fish. Largest mammal of the world. So here you must read this one. International Whaling Commission, IWC. It is again a very old organization, 1948 that time. And basically it controlled the whaling, what is that? Killing of whales. Japan, Norway, they do the hunting of whales. Now when you talk about whale, so whale is a mammal, it belongs to this one. They're called cetacean, right? This name biological word is a cetacean. Now some of the whale which has made headline. So one is this one, you know that. Another one which has made headline, this one, North Atlantic right whale. Right? In Indian context, you'll come across this one. Humpback whale. Now, North Atlantic right whale, this was in the news, controlling this particular whale species there, right? And they are killed. What all things are made? There are a lot of products. Even people eat meat of whale. Right? All this Japan and all this has a big industry for that, and so that's where the whale conservation becomes very important. So what I'm saying that from ocean perspective, whatever has come in the headline, UPSC can ask question on that. You could get question from there. So one of the gray area comes here, which I'm trying to make you understand. So biome, you should go to the biome, marine biome, and all the conservation measure. Let me add one more thing here. Let me highlight that. It is there in the news, but UPSC has not asked question. For coastal areas, worldwide there is a certification called Blue Flag Certificate. Are you aware of Blue Flag Certificate? Can you name any place in India where the Blue Flag Certificate is given? Where? Gair Mata, okay. Which is the organization which gives this certificate, Blue Flag Certificate? The Denmark-based organization called FEE, Forum of, there is a Foundation of Environment Education, non-government organization. They award the beaches, sea beach, as a Blue Flag Certificate. It has got some kind of criteria. That criteria have to be met. So I'll put up there. This part is okay with everyone? Then I'll change to that. Have you covered that in the classroom there? Blue Flag Certificate? In a normal classroom, like when you had ecology class, that area? Okay. But I'll highlight here. Again, it is there in PIB also there. I'll give you one example. I have visited two of them. One is in Odisha. There is a place called Puri. Puri? Jagannath Puri. So there is a golden beach. Right? That is near to this Jagannath temple in Odisha. So that has been given a Blue Flag Certificate. And I have visited another one which is known for Vasco da Gama. You know Vasco da Gama? Who is the Vasco da Gama? The Portuguese who came to India, right? And he arrived in Kerala. There's a place that's Calicut. There is something called Kapad Beach. I'll write the name also there. Kapad Beach, that is So seventh one you can write, number 7, blue flag certificate. I'm writing the name of the organization, Foundation for Environmental Education. It's a Denmark based organization. Sustainable management. See, Odisha has got another very famous cultural site is there, Konark, Balukhand Konark. Konark is known for Sun Temple. It was the first one to declare blue flag. If you look at first to declare blue flag was Konark. So worldwide here. Now what all criteria comes? It has a drinking water. You'll find drinking water. You have a sewage treatment. It's very well managed kind of thing there. Do you have this one proper washroom and everything will be there? Cleanliness. You have in terms of safety measures. Sometimes you know that lifeguards. If something goes there, it is made in such a way that one can even you can take bath also. Properly managed is done there. So all those kind of things are put up there. So I have mentioned this Konark. Then golden. This is in Odisha. Another one very famous one which has come in the news, Kovalam. Recently, where is the Kovalam beach? But this is not the Kerala one. The blue flag certificate is Tamil Nadu one. There's another Kovalam in Tamil Nadu. Right? So Kovalam beach in Tamil Nadu has been given blue flag certificate. Right? But one popular name comes Kerala, Trivandrum. But this is the Tamil Nadu one, Kovalam. It has been declared the blue flag certificate there. Then this Kapad which I said, this Kapad, where Vasco da Gama came, that is in Calicut. That's in Kerala. There's something around 11 have been declared there. Now what is very important, which I want to just add here, and it could be important this year, when Maldives, right? Who's the president? Muzo, right? When the Mozo, China, China, Maldives and India, that this three countries having the, tussle. So Maldives asked the government to withdraw the navy from there, naval base from Lakshadweep. From Maldives. So that time Prime Minister visited Lakshadweep. Right? Prime Minister visited Lakshadweep. It was all viral in social media. Right? Because Maldives has one of the very important source of income is tourism. People visit Maldives for tourism. So Government of India tried to counteract Maldives tourism by promoting Lakshadweep Island. Now what I'm adding here, which is very, very important for the exam. Lakshadweep, 2 beaches have been declared golden, this one, blue flag. Right? Which are the important islands of Lakshadweep? Kavarati, Agati, Minikoy. Right? So I'm now adding the current affairs. These I've given some of the names. This was the part of it. Blue flag certificate you'll find here, this one.